Like, obviously, we all know we're in quarantine. That's why we're doing Zooms. So I guess we're going to talk about how it's affected us. So are you, everybody's doing Zoom meetings with their teams then? You guys doing them like once a week or what?
Yeah.
Just when people need them.
I personally has not done Zoom meeting as a train. Is more of a training with my team, but I've been plugging them into everything that Ambit is.
Yeah.
I said, it's better for them to hear from someone else too.
When everybody says things different, so they might connect.
They connect.
We do it weekly.
Oh, you are doing a live?
Yeah, we do it weekly. With the whole coronavirus thing, a lot of losing interest and slowing down.
So how has it been for you, Lexi?
Not much has changed because we already did everything mostly digital. Now we just don't have to buy pizza.
Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah. Honestly, I've kind of felt like I feel like it has worked a little better, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's more effective.
Yeah, I think it's more effective because I feel like face to face and everything. It's really awesome, and I kind of feel like the convert that I am. I love being in front of people and kind of feeling their energy. And that I don't really change my presentation, but whether if I can tell they're not into it, I'm like, all right, let's get through this quickly, or if they're kind of into it, I can go over a little bit more details on certain objects, So with Zoom, you still have that, but you don't have it as much because really words and facial expressions are just, different in person. But overall, I've had nothing but positive feedback, and I've had more people show up. Obviously, I have more people that I didn't know show up because they don't have to drive over here to my apartment complex. They get a link sent to them and they just click it and see what it is. And I actually had one person, I didn't know who she was, or she just somehow got into our presentation. And as soon as we got to the certification, $75, she cut right out. She cut right out. And so but that honestly, that just, we're not having people sit there and waste our time listening to the whole presentation. Like if you hear you got to put money in it, you're not down to put money into it, and get out. Exactly how she did it. So it can kind of weave out those people. Filters it a lot better. So
I like that.
That's what we like. Yeah.
I agree. I don't know how you guys are, but I use a lot of what Chester calls my spidey senses, and I can feel vibes when people are in front of you, right? And that's how we've all been taught to build. Mostly is doing the in-home presentations, or like when Jake and I first started, we were doing them in the Clubhouse. Yeah, the Clubhouse. It's easier for me in person because I can feel the vibes of people. So it's making me step out of my comfort zone to do those kind of things, right?
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I've never been comfortable with this. So
I mean, I'd rather go in person too for the exact same reason, but they like it better. I'm getting better feedback, so
nothing changes for us except now I have kids at home, so I learned how to plan better on how to schedule timing. I love adjusting. Because when you're comfortable, that means you're complacent. I've never been comfortable in all my life, so I'll never ever seize a moment to adjust. I love to adjust to things because that shows there's growth. You're evolving, and people that don't adjust are the people that get left behind. And I just want to continue. We all have our goals, and I have a goal that I would like to crush, and I'm going to keep going, and there's no stopping. The only time I stop is when I'm in 6 feet below. So that's the time that I'll stop. So
facts.
Again, you can have so many different meetings and so many different trainings on this that way, and it's good that it's forcing us to have to learn something new. So it's been an adjustment.
To me, it just helps me appreciate the face-to-face, connection more. Right? When we don't have something, we then begin to appreciate it. Also, though, it's not about what's going on; it's about how you respond to certain things. For me, it's caused me to think outside of the box. For example, for my little Ambit group.
It's going well. I see.
Yeah, it's going super well, but being into this isolation caused me to think and move in something that was already in my mind and in my heart to do, which allowed me to come, kind of like grow a rose out of concrete. We're going through this situation. It's caused more, innovation, more ideas, more execution to happen in a time where people need those kind of things, and I think as consultant, those marketing consultants that are coming in need to come in a community type space to where they feel like their needs can be met from home. I feel like those people who are in these positions who have a higher understanding of what this business is needs to be able to provide that, not be all competitive, but complement every aspect of what's going on throughout Ambit world, because all of us are in the same boat. That hashtag Ambit works together is super relevant right now because we have to work together to provide a community for all the new consultants coming in the business. And I believe that's what it's causing us to do because of what's going on. So, positives and negatives, but we can always find the rose out of concrete.
I think it's forcing us to create a structure online.
Yes.
Rather than just
Absolutely.
Yeah, more social media presence and more, familiar with the internet and a lot of collaboration.
Yes.
That was what I was going to ask is, are you guys using everybody else's? You are?
Yes.
Promoting? I am too. There's no sense in me
absolutely.
doing more meetings when there's so many. There's one every night.
Good. I would implore people to, do some things that are elite for your team.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Do some, just to give them some time. We want to promote togetherness, but at the same time, you want to give a personal touch to your team as well.
So what do you guys think about the sickness though?
No, I said it. I think it's overrated, and some people are just, they're not cautious. But this is a good time. There's a lot of good things, like Jake said. When you see a rose out of a concrete, I appreciate your family, but yet at the same time, you got to know where you're going in this life. If you don't know where you're going, people are worried about their jobs. People worry about where the next food. That's all good, that you have something to worry about. But in all reality, in the midst of this, it tests your faith. It tests you as a natural human being down to your core. What do you really stand for as a human being? Like, where are you in this life? Is this the life that you dreamt about, or is this the life that you allow society for you to become? So I think it's something that it's all personal. But I think for me personally, I've put it in front of, the Most Highest. I said, hey, if it's time for me to go, it's time for me to go. But if it's for me to grow this business, it's time for me to grow, because I don't see a reason why I shouldn't be growing. If I'm not getting better, then why am I preaching to people to get better and I'm over here, not even acting upon it? So it's all point of views and visual and perspective. But I think everyone should find something positive about it. If you didn't have enough time with your family, this is a good time to bond. And if you didn't have enough time to make your business grow, this is a great time for you to grow, because there's collaboration going on everywhere. And then if you're looking for another stream of income, this is an opportunity to grow. Like this, it gives you more positive than negative to me. It's more positive, and I know this shall pass, because this is all in the Lord's preparation for us to become greater than what we are now. So
this whole scenario is like the biggest blessing for any entrepreneur right now, because right now, whether you lost your job or not, your household has probably been affected by it. Somebody is staying home more than they usually are, or someone's doing something that is putting them more at risk than it normally does. And so everyone's starting to appreciate everything else, all the little things, a lot more. And just like all the people that like are clout chasers and like focusing on the things that just really aren't important in life, like who has the best shoes and all that. Like everyone's starting to take their focus off of that and more on things that are more personal and make them actually happy and not keeping up with the Joneses happy. And so I think this is going to be the time where people really find their passion, because they're just alone with themselves and their thoughts. And then once they find their passion, I mean, even when all this is over, people might think, hey, I actually liked working from home. Let me go find something that already has a structure built, which us as Ambit consultants during this time, we're taking advantage and building an online structure for them to come into. And so when they see that there's still a structure, then they're more likely to join. after this is all over. But before, I feel like when this all started, everyone that normally didn't work from home came in to work from home. They're like, I hate this because they have no structure because they're not at work with the boss yelling down their throat, like, get this done at this time. Like, you have to make your own structure at home now. And some people might like that and might seek that at the end of when it's all over.
Hey, and like you said, you if you don't like, if you can't make your own structure, you will find that out very quickly as well. Because we have had not as specific like this, but I've seen just other people that have been saying, "Oh, I want to work from home. I wish I could do that." And now, I'm seeing, "Oh, I hate working from home. Oh, I hate this. Oh, that." And it's like,
you didn't really want to work from home. You just wanted to do less work.
You don't want to work.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You don't want to work from home. You just don't want to work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think as there's a balance though, because there's somebody from your team that's going to be super hit hard by this, and you got to be able to speak to that. I have to really meet you there, meet you at the space to where I can not just meet you, but bring you out of that space, and help you, and then be there for you, even if you don't just need to talk. Like, it's so crazy how that the higher you get in this business, the bigger counselor you become.
Yes.
You don't even want to be a counselor, but you have to speak to so many different areas of where people are at, because everybody is not where you are, where I am. They are in a specific place, and we have to speak to that. So, just my prayers and condolences, goes to families across the country or in Ambit business who are dealing with this pandemic. You definitely can get through it. This business can definitely help, but we also have to recognize, those who have lost or who are sick out here in Ambit land too.
I agree with you, Joe, Jake, because even like I didn't want to be a leader. I always say that. That was not my intention when I joined this. I just wanted to make my money and be done with it. But when you become higher up in the business, you have to be a counselor, be a support system, a teacher, all these things. That's why this is so much good for personal growth, I think.
Because everybody you deal with has different personalities.
Yeah.
And go through different things. So you just got to learn how to adjust.
I just have a different perspective, I guess, maybe. I work in the healthcare field, and a thing about what we do and what we talk about is like analyzing risk. And I'm not a pessimist or an optimist. I say this all the time. I'm just kind of a realist. So you got to kind of keep a realistic understanding of things, whether we think it's real or whether you look at it one way or another. It's stopping business. It's stopping certain from happening. And hi. Yeah, so you gotta be able to understand what's really happening, and so if there are objections to be met, then we gotta face them. So wanting to be positive about how we move forward is one thing, and being understanding of what's really going on in terms of metric numbers, volume, all that is a reality that needs to be paid attention to. So when you see that, you can understand how you need to move with it. Because we're under like, well, just tell us what's happening so we can make a decision on what we're going to do next. Because we're in it for the long haul. And so regardless of whatever, I just want to know what it is so I can understand what I'm going to do. Because in 18 months from now, I'm still going to be in Ambit. I just know in 18 months from now, are we going to be doing this or are we going to be doing that?
How about ambition? Yeah.
Ambition. Because like if they're closing down the NBA, they're not going to be able to schedule something in August that big and at the drop of a dime. So this is also how Ambit is thinking, because when you look at companies that operate from the 30,000 foot view, they have to put risk involved. Like hotels are not going to let people come down there if this is still happening. So positivity, negativity or not, like the reality is that it affects it. And the soldier mentality does not have negative or positive. It's getting done regardless. They're like, people shot over there, and it's like, well, you're going over there. And it's like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? We're going over there. Let's get it in then. I mean, no matter how we feel about it. And so, and I think that's a view everybody shares on the team.
Evolve or repeat.
Yep.
Moving forward too, because Jamal, you in the medical field, and sometimes now it comes together where science and faith kind of come together. So there's a lot of ideals and things, but like you said, Lexi, Is either you're going to repeat or you're going to, evolve. And is there anything that taught us better and prepared us more? Is our past. In the future is up to the future. As we do the work now, the future will take care of itself. Everybody wants to prepare to win, but is everyone prepared the will to win? And that's what's going to separate those that flourish and those that's going to fall to the wayside. There's not a single person that you don't know that don't want to win in life. But what are you doing to prepare yourself to give you the will to win? Are you doing the fine details? Are you working out things like Jake said, connecting with people that is further down, or Erica, like being, things that you're going through that you didn't choose to become is who you are now. And are you utilizing that to help someone else become better, or you're using that to eliminate them? And people that will eliminate themselves, they know it's not for them. And all you could do is wish them the best in all, future endeavors and all of life. But like, we're all in. Whatever the future holds, we're prepared for it now, and the Lord has prepared us the way. And now it's time to buckle down and be the best that we can be.
If you don't put in the work in the off season, it'll show in season.
Yep.
All right, y'all. Peace out.
All right, I love you guys.
All right, bye.
Later.
All right, bye.
Later.